So Liam's got one on. He's playing it now. I was just packing up and on my way to work, and just as I've got to the car, he's into a fish. Only little them, but they all count. Go on, mate, jump in there.
Cheers, mate.
Shift that one out of the way again. There we go.
Come on.
Yeah, well done, mate. Not bad for a few hours. Brilliant stuff.
Happy lad now.
Hey?
Happy lad now.
I bet you are. We ain't blanked.
Oh.
Good lad.
Cheers, right.
Well, Liam's just had this nice little common, around about 20. So, just come down for an early morning session, and there you go, £20 common. Not bad. Well done, mate.
Cheers, bud. Off she goes. Happy days.
There's Casper in shot there. He's a mid-30. He's only out the other week, about 34.5, something like that. So that's a big old fish to catch that off the top. But I don't want to catch him today. I've already caught him before, and there's no point in just showing a fish to the camera that I've already caught. Let's see if we can get one of the ones that I've not had before. That's the idea behind this tactic, is to single out one of the fish that you want to catch. And although it's tempting to drop a bait on Casper's nose, I don't want to catch him again. There's a few of them down here now they're taking, and all I need to do is just drop a bait on their nose and away we go. But I'm just waiting, sitting and waiting for that one that I want to catch to come in. And then when he comes in, I'll just drop a bait on his nose and hopefully catch him. Sounds easier than it actually is, but that's the idea. There's Casper, look at him. 34.5 pound he is. I could just drop a bait right on his nose now and catch him if I wanted to, but I don't. Right, let's put a bit more bait out, and obviously it's important to put bait out not when there's fish in the swim or you can spook them, so just going to trickle it out as well, one by one, rather than loads. Wait for the fish to move out and then drop a few more baits out. There's Arthur then. Not actually weighed him yet, but he's going to be around about the £31 mark. And I've been feeding mixers close into one of the margins for about 3 hours today. And this one's been going absolutely mental for him. And Baz was lingering around, he took one or two, but couldn't get him taking confidently. And at the end of the evening, I thought, right, I'm going to have the best fish that's amongst you that's taking confidently, and it was this one. And it's one of the oldest fish in the lake, fish known as Arthur, and very, very happy with that. Right, just going to let Arthur go. There he is, big old hump on him, big old shoulders. As I say, he's been feeding on mixers for about, well, it must have been about 2 hours at least. He's really had a good old gorge on him. He'd have like 10-15 minutes on him, and then he'd come back. At the end of the evening I thought, right, I'm going to have you. And we had him, and there he is. Good old wide set of shoulders on him. Big old fish. Let's let him go. Go on, old boy, you can go now. There we go. One of the oldest fish in the lake. Oh, look. Just sit here. A wee bit. There we go. There he goes. None the worse for wear. Very happy with that though. And I wouldn't have done it, here's the camera,
Don't get
without these two dudes. Thanks chaps, thanks for your help, passing me the net and helping me with the weighing and stuff. Much obliged. And this is Jamie, head bailiff. He's had them all, but he's still fishing here as well. But leave Baz alone. Cheers guys. Well, here we are then, we're in peg 8 again. And I've just put Baz back, so I thought I'd just do a little bit of talk to you. Chaotic night really, even though I only had 3 fish. I arrived at 5 o'clock last night, after work, 5:30, something like that. And there's been quite a lot of fish sort of congregating on this plateau out here over the last few days, so this is the area that I wanted to be in. And there've been 1 or 2 anglers on as well over the course of the last few days, fishing sort of down that end of the lake. And there've been 1 or 2 fish getting caught, but I knew the big ones were in this area because I'd seen them on Monday, and during the course of 2 or 3 days they ain't really going to move a great deal, especially with the amount of weed that's out here. That was what I was thinking anyway. And I got here and started seeing 1 or 2 fish lobbing out on the plateau. There's don't think you can see at the moment, but there's some really thick weed beds out there, and there was fish sort of dancing in the weed, really sort of putting on a performance yesterday. Not just in front of this swim, but also in front of that swim over there, which is swim 14, I think it's called. And I've contemplated going over there, but because I know that the island here to the left of peg 8 also fishes quite well, at night especially, I thought, right, being here for just the night, it seemed the right choice to go in this swim. So anyway, I got the rods out, got 2 out onto the plateau, and within half an hour of having the rods out, I was just having some dinner, and one of them went with a little common on the end. And that was really sort of the indication that this was the area really that was going to fish tonight. And just as Gav, who's opposite in peg 8 where that white van is, was setting up at about 6 o'clock, they started showing in front of him, and there was not just 1 or 2 fish, there was sort of half a dozen of them sort of popping their heads out. And I had another one about 12 o'clock in the night, a little one just from out here off another clear area that's out on the plateau, and then about 4 o'clock, 5 past 4, something like that, the right hand rod just gave out 2 bleeps, and the tip sort of was bent round. And normally when you get these smaller fish out of the lake off the plateau, they tend to sort of scoot them across the top of the weed and them into the net quite quickly. But there was something different about this particular tape, because the rod sort of was just locked up, and whatever was on the end was just stuck solid in the weed, and it was a lot different feel to it. And instead of sort of hoiking it and pulling and probably pulling the hook out and stuff, I went and got the boat, which is in one of the swims over there, and went out to where the fish was, and it was pitch black obviously at 4 o'clock, and I got to where the leader was just going into the weed, and I had a great big ball of weed on the line. And then I sort of freed that, and then put the rod into a nice bend, and then up popped this huge mirror, which I wouldn't say straight away I noticed it as being Baz, but I knew it was a good fish. And then with that, the fish sort of dived down into the weed and then went on an almighty surge of power, and it pulled me in the boat right into this bay round here. And it was at that point when I started thinking, I think you've got Baz on the end here, because 1 or 2 of the lads have been telling me he really fights hard and stuff. So anyway, I followed him obviously in the boat, not putting too much pressure on, didn't really want to weaken that hook hold and stuff, and eventually he succumbed, and I got him in the net. And as soon as I got him in the net, I went to scoop him up. There was a bit of weed over his eyes and stuff, and as I scooped him up, his tail was just hanging out the back of the net, and it was at that point when I noticed it was slightly droopy, and I got him into the net and thought, yeah, that's got to be him. And yeah, when I looked at him closer, it was Baz. I could see it was Baz, and obviously made up, absolutely made up. That's my target fish in the net. And 39 pound 1 ounce, an absolute brute of a Yorkshire carp. Very, very pleased with that. Got her after work yesterday. Probably arrived at the fishery probably about 5:30 last night, and got the rods out quite quickly. Saw some fish on the plateau out in front of peg 8, and they were sort of dancing on the surface, a lot of little commons and stuff, and thought, right, I'll set up there for the night. It's always pretty productive at night in peg 8, so and I knew that Baz was kicking around the area because I'd seen him in that area sort of 2 or 3 days ago, and lo and behold, at 4 o'clock this morning, big old lump of a Yorkshire carp turned up. Very, very pleased indeed. Very, very pleased. Just the fish that I came to the lake to catch, and to actually be holding it now is just fantastic. Fantastic moment. And there's the other side of him. I mean, to catch him at any weight I'd have been really happy, but to catch him at a pre-spawning weight at 39.1, that's fantastic. One of the lads, Liam, who's standing behind the camera now, he had him last year when he was spawned out at 33, so obviously he does go up and down in weight, and he had done 39.6 in the winter, so 39.1, I'm happy with that, very, very happy. And I'm pretty sure that one day this fish is going to go on to make 40 pounds, because it's growing very, very steadily, and he's an old warrior, so we're not going to keep him out of the water for much longer. So let's get him back home, but very happy. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the rig that I've been using on Tyram, and indeed the rig that I used to catch Baby Baz last night. It's dead simple. It's just a Nash safety clip with a 4-ounce dumpy pear lead, and then we've got round about 10 inches of missing link. Now, I'm a big fan of braided hook links, and obviously Nash don't do a braided hook link, so I've stripped the outer coating off that, and then that's attached to a size 6 Fang X hook, and that's liner style. And then we've got a 20mm hook bait hard on the bottom. Now, most of my fish have come from Tyram using the old coconut creams, but I have from time to time tried the Scopex squid as something a little bit different, and believe it or not, it's not done that well for me. It's caught me the odd fish, but certainly not been as successful as the coconut cream. But last night, typical of Scopex squid, it was the Scopex squid that only had one rod out on the Scopex squid, and it was that one that was picked up by Baby Baz. It lives up to its reputation. It is a big fish bait. It's been going strong now for 20 odd years, so if you want to try a bait that you can be sure works and is very, very attractive to the big carp, then obviously you won't be going far wrong if you try that. Now, as you can see, the rig itself is really simple. I won't talk you through how to tie it up. If you want to have a look at it closer up, then get hold of the 2014 Nash DVD, because I taught you through step by step how to tie it up. It is dead simple. There's nothing fancy about it, and it works from wherever I go, from water to water around the world. So if you want a rig that you're confident in, give this one a go. Big old fish like this gives you backache, but I don't mind having backache for a big one. It's the fish that I came to the lake to catch, and to eventually get him is absolutely fantastic. It really is. When you get a target fish in the net, it's an absolute buzz in your angling, it really is, because you put all that effort in to catch something, and then when it turns up, the one you want, it feels fantastic, it really does. I've had no sleep, because I had a couple of fish in the night, well, one fish in the night and a aborted take, and then this one at 4, and I've got to go to work in a minute as well, so. But it's going to be an easy day at work, knowing that I've put all the hard effort in and the work in to catch this one, and he's turned up. Let's let him go. There he goes. Baby Baz. Very, very happy indeed. Thanks for your help, Liam.
No worries, mate.
Really, really chuffed with that, mate.
Get in there.
Very, very much for your help, mate. Cheers, dude.
Well done, mate.
Thanks, fella. Thanks.